Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again this season. Season 4 of Rural Hunting with Main Beam Outdoors. Got a great group of guys. I've added a couple since last season. Added a lot of content, a lot of really good outdoorsmen, deer and turkey hunters, fishermen. So we are going to start this season off. Most of this season will be the 2019-2020 turkey and deer season. Most of the hunts Ohio. Couple in Kentucky. Tonight's episode, we're going to go out to our farm in Se4Ep1 County in southern Ohio and follow me to the blind in the back food plot. Try to get my season started off on the right foot and get some meat in the freezer, get that out of the way so that I could concentrate on a target buck that I've had pictures of all season long. Slow start to the season. I usually don't start when it's really warm out. I won't fight the bugs and the ticks and everything for it. Last thing I need is more obstacles when I'm in the woods self-filming. So this hunt is an evening hunt in the blind, like I said, in the back food plot. The morning hunt was in the tree up on the ridge on the back side of the farm. Stand needs moved. It needed moved badly, and I come to terms with that morning in the morning hunt. So I decided to leave that area alone in the afternoon, hunt the blind that Tom had hunted that morning, and move the tree stand the following day. So Tom had been seeing quite a few deer out of this blind the first few times he sat in it. Nothing had materialized as far as shot opportunities, but it was a really good setup. So I'm going to give it a try while Tom goes up on the other side of the farm in his stand and see if we can get it done. It's like second or third hunt of the season. So stick with us, watch this episode. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you had a great season last season and an awesome one coming up. All right. We're hunting in the blind tonight. I had a tree this morning. The stand's in the wrong spot. I'm going to move it. But didn't want to make a lot of noise in there today, so decided to come out of there. Probably tomorrow afternoon I'm going to move it. It needs moved about, I don't know, 250 yards or so. It's on the wrong hill. Needs to be on the other side of the bowl. Seen 2 bucks in there this morning. That's where all the activity's at. Tom hunted back here in the blind this morning. It's November 2nd. He hunted back here in the blind this morning. Seen a young 8, some doe, and then he seen a big buck on the way out, went running across the field. We came up in here early this afternoon, checked the cameras on this food plot again. Last Saturday and today, when we pulled the card on the camera, we've got a huge 8-point showing up in this food plot in daylight hours. I think 4 o'clock in the afternoon last Saturday. Yesterday he was in here at 11:04 a.m. and he's a dandy. The way he comes in, he's not giving us the best pictures, but we got one picture of him 2 yards from the camera, but one side of his rack's cut in half and the other side's hid because of the path he was taking. But he is a definite shooter. One of the other cameras, we had a really good 10-point, what looks like a big 10-point show up this week. It is probably 150-inch or better deer. We've still got no pictures of the giant that we seen last Friday. And he's a 160-inch deer, if he's anything. But one of the cameras we had set up that we thought would catch him isn't working. We've had, the last 3 weeks, we've had a total of 4 cameras crap out on us. So we threw another new camera up there a couple hours ago. So I'll come back here to hunt in the blind tonight. I might hunt it in the morning, I don't know. I'm not much for hunting these fields in the morning hours, but the deer are showing up on camera in the morning hours. I may go back up to the stand and give it another set just to see what I see on that other hill, but I'd kind of like to stay out of there. Go in tomorrow afternoon when we're done hunting for the morning and move that stand. We'll give it a week to settle back down, because the following week Tom and I both are on vacation. So we'll have 9 days straight to hunt this farm and try to get it done. Looks like we might have timed vacation right this year. Getting reports of little bucks chasing, but I seen bucks still together this morning. But I think things are heating up and about to bust loose. So say later part of this coming week and the following week will be really good. Weather's looking nice and cold, 20s for the lows, 40s for the highs. And I'll sit here and see what comes out this evening, if anything. We've got Miss November set up out in the field. Maybe she can draw something in. We will see. Stick with us. sitting here in the blind, self-filming. Tom's up on the ridge. I looked up about 15 minutes ago and there's 4 does. The upper end of the food plot. The lead doe come down and she got within 40 yards a couple times, and then I don't know how many times she looked in this blind. Kept going back to the others. Well then, here she come. I put the camera in a spot where I was going to try to take her when she stepped into it. Well, the other 3 started following. When she got to that spot, I couldn't draw because 2 of the other ones were looking at me. Finally, the front 2 got in front of the middle of the blind where the window's higher and they couldn't see me. So I come to draw, and the next one come through and I stuck an arrow in her. I'm not exactly sure where I hit her. I think in the spine. She dropped as soon as the arrow hit her. She's laying out there in the middle of the field. I mean, she dropped dead. So, I pack everything up. Get her out of here. Get her down to the barn. Get her hung up. Hopefully Tom had some luck tonight too. Spin the camera under, you can see where she's laying. Well, it sucks when you shoot him in the head. Got it done tonight on a big food plot we made this spring. Hey everybody, I got it done tonight. Good way to start vacation off. Put some meat in the freezer. Nice mature doe. About 4:45 I looked up at the upper end of the food plot and there was 4 does standing out there. Took them a little bit to move down to me, but she wasn't the lead doe. She was the biggest one. The yearling got in front, and then they kept switching back and forth. They started working this way, then they go back, then work this way and go back. They kept looking in the blind. Finally, another mature doe, like this, about the size of this one, got in the lead. I picked an area here in the food plot where I was going to shoot her once she got into it. Stuck the camera on that. Got the bow up and started watching. As I got ready to draw, when she stepped into it, this one was looking in the blind, so I couldn't draw. So I let the bow back down. Let 2 walk past. This one stuck her head down. I come to full draw. She walked in to the opening. I let the arrow fly, and I don't know how I done it, but she dropped right where she stood. Somehow, I don't know if she jumped the arrow or what, but I actually hit her in the head. I've never done that before in my life. Don't know how I done it, but I hit her in the head. She dropped right where she was at. So we're gonna get her loaded up in the side by side and get her back to the farm. As you can see, not the ideal shot placement on this deer. It did get the job done. Did not ruin any meat. But I wasn't sure how it happened. I hate that I didn't get the shot on camera, but I was, like I said, I was self-filming. The setup was wrong. The Tacticam on the bow was too low. I had it on the stabilizer, and which I will not do anymore. We mounted up on the riser because Tacticam was running on the deer. The only thing it filmed was a black screen inside of the blind. So I thought she was in frame with a big camera. The first couple that come through, I had them in frame and were able to follow them all the way through. But as this one was coming into the shot lane, coming into the window I was going to shoot out of, the deer that come through prior to her was looking directly in the blind at me. Couldn't move. I wasn't able to stand at any point in time, so I was shooting sitting down, twisted around on a very uncomfortable chair, not a blind chair, not set up for hunting. That's a fact. That has been rectified since then. So I thought I had her on the big camera. I didn't. I wasn't sure, but I knew that I had the Tacticam running, and it would capture everything. It would get the kill shot, and everything would be great. It wasn't until after I reviewed the camera footage after she was expired that I noticed that she wasn't in frame on the big camera. I needed to let her come a few more steps, I believe. So, still thinking it's on a Tacticam, no big deal. We've got the kill shot on video. Everything's great. Got back to the farm, pulled the card, uploaded the footage, checked it out, and black screen. So I apologize for that, but one thing we pride ourselves on is you're going to see everything how it happened. No scripts, no rehearsals, none of that garbage. So sometimes you're not going to see it. You'll see the up to, you'll see the after, you won't see the act. And that does kind of suck, but that's how it goes, especially when you're self-filming. Funny thing about this one was I hunted that blind. Had a late evening the night before. I've been having some back issues and didn't sleep very well, but still got up at 4 o'clock, went hunting that morning, sat in the stand till noon. And I had actually fell asleep in the blind and woke myself up snoring. I snored, I jumped, I looked up, and there were those 4 does standing in the upper corner of the food plot. Didn't see them coming, wasn't prepared. Like I said, I didn't have time to react because I was asleep. I woke myself up growling like a bear, looked up, and there they were. So all I could do then was hit record and hope for the best. But anyway, we got it done. We got her in the freezer, and we've got the season started off in the correct way. And now it's time to focus on that buck that we've been looking for since spring, following him with pictures on trail cameras and such. And I actually did get a look at him a couple of days ago. So I actually passed him up. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Next couple, we've got a couple more deer hunts, a couple turkey hunts, a couple youth turkey hunts that are really good. Team member Devin Hurst takes his kids to Kentucky every year in youth season, and these kids never fail to produce. And we've got some good hunts with them this year, along with a lot of other things from the rest of the guys. Glad you tuned in. We'll see you next week. Good luck with everything this season, and stay safe.